Hey y'all, it's me, Stop, Drop, and Roll On. And I'm thinking I'm gonna be able to make this pretty quick. I think. Anyway, y'all, number one, if you saw my last video, at the end of that video, I did some screenshots of my refrigerator. Really, it wasn't like, here's what's in my refrigerator. It was really more like um, meal prep. I mean, stuff that I had prepped. And so it looked a little strange. My salads over there, and I only made like 2 of them because they were new to me. Number one, I did not want to waste ingredients if I didn't like them. I mean, and besides, after I get past like 3 days or something, I'm kind of like wanting to switch it up. That's why I kind of slacked off and backed down off doing like meal prep, because I know me. I don't know all of me. I'm getting to know, more of me. But over here on this side of the thing, there was some jars. It was 4 of them, and they looked like they just had a little bit of something in them, and it did. Y'all, let me tell you, this is what it is. And I bring the bowl up, but I think I'll dump it. Okay, this is Teff, and mine has a half a cup of Teff with 2 cups of water makes 2 cups of Teff when it's cooked. Teff, Teff, is an Ethiopian, some people call it a grain, some people call it a seed. It reminds you of, it's kind of like real small, like amaranth. And if you've had amaranth before, or you know what it is, then Teff is kind of in that same, it's size-wise. It's really, really small. And the thing about Teff is you got to look it up and then see what you think about it. But to me, it got me because it is filled with iron. It is filled with calcium, and it's protein rich. I'm serious, y'all. And I bought this bag of Teff. The brand is Bob's Red Mill, or y'all know that brand. But I bought the bag at the tail end of last year. And it was in there in the pantry. And, the other day it was just like, okay, I just bought it because it intrigued me. But I didn't finish looking it up and doing, due diligence as far as like research and what it was and stuff like that. It was just like, I get real excited about like ancient grains and stuff, but I have to watch it. But at the same point in time, I looked it up and I looked at the points on it and all that stuff. And I was like, dang, I could do this. So basically what I do is I split it up into quarter cups, which is what a serving is for me. And then I split up an apple between the 4 days, 1 apple, and about maybe 3 tablespoons of coconut flakes for the 3 days. No, 4 days, excuse me. And also 1 serving of raisins for the 4 days. And then what I do to make it a porridge is I warm up Califia brand unsweetened almond milk. That's my milk. It's 35 calories a cup, and one point a cup, and all of that, and it works perfectly for me. It is my favorite brand of almond milk. That's hands down, unless I make it, and I ain't taking time to do that right now. It's easy to do. It's just that I'm not in that space right this minute. Y'all, first I thought it was a fluke. On Monday, when I tried the Teff for the first time, it's dark. It's like a dark brown, and you can kind of see it because some of this is almond milk and fruit and stuff like that. So But it kind of puts you on memory of like cream of wheat. And but it don't act like your cream of wheat. And this ain't your mama's cereal. I'm gonna tell you that for real. When I eat this, when I finish with this, I will not be concerned about eating again until like 1 o'clock. Seriously. And then it's like, oh, you ain't ate. You really need to, do something here. And that's how it has been for me all week long, because I just wanted to see how I was going to respond to it. If the whole things, because the more that I read, the more I found out. I mean, that this is what the Ethiopian runners use, the marathon runners. This is what they fuel with, which makes perfect sense and explains why they have such stamina. Part of the equation as to why they have so much stamina and stuff, and be able to run those marathons so well, and not negating the rest of the training process and all that. But I'm just saying this, I can see how this fits into their little framework for setting themselves up for success as far as running. And the other thing is that because it is an Ethiopian seed / grain, they're real careful about making sure that it doesn't do, and this is in my reading, have the activity that quinoa has had. Like, first nobody knew what quinoa was, and now quinoa, you can buy quinoa at down here, at the where you go and buy fish bait. It's everywhere. And when things get like that, you kind of have to watch, and you really have to stick close with brands and things like that, because it turns into a profit thing. And that's why we get are in so much trouble right now with our food and our vegetables and stuff, is because of profit margins and things like that. Health doesn't have anything to do with it. And I have my own thoughts, which I will keep to myself. People that are close to me know how I feel about certain things and certain words and stuff like that. And all that kind of stuff as it relates to food. But whatever, I ain't what I'm on here for. I'm on here talking to y'all about Teff. Please look up Teff. It is high in iron. It is high in calcium. It is very good for bone building. If you're a woman in your 40s and beyond, bone building is really important, and bone strengthening is really important, and preventing bone loss is a big deal. And that's the other reason, in addition to the lymphatic, shake that I get on the rebounder, because that pounding, if you want to, for no other better word I can come up with right this minute, helps stimulate bone growth. Activity, walking, stuff like that, done the right way, stimulates bone growth. So y'all, I'm just saying, but this here Teff, it's for real as far as energy is concerned. And I'm gonna tell y'all the rest of my little morning thing, because that's the Teff. But in here, and I don't know if y'all can see this. Probably not. Let me see if I can show it to you. Yeah, you can see it kind of, sort of. This is what I drink in the morning. I am down to, and I think I told y'all this, 1 cup of coffee every week. Usually I drink it on Saturday while I'm at my meeting. Sometimes I'll take it, But last week I didn't even take coffee. I just took water. So I haven't had any coffee at this point now since Saturday before last. I view coffee a different way. If you've been on my channel for a minute, you know why. I don't use coffee to wake me up. I don't use coffee to keep me going. When I'm drinking coffee, which usually isn't more than like 1 to 2 cups, it had been. It was me with some, let me put it like this. When we were growing up, coffee has a good memory attached to it for me. And that was a time when us kids would sit around with my grandmother and we would do what we call, or she called, coffee and cussing. And so all the kids, and it was 5 of us at around about the same age, within 1 to 2 year difference, and her, and everybody would get a cup, and she would put probably maybe about 1/8 of a cup of coffee in it, in each of our cups, and then a little bit of sugar and some cream. And she would have her cup of coffee, and we would sit there, and she was like, okay, we're going to talk about whatever's going on. Well, at that point, we had ducks, we had a goat, we had rabbits, we had chickens, we had pear trees, apple trees, pecan trees, a garden, and school was out. And so we had all of this stuff to talk about. And then us girls would turn on the boys would turn on the girls. We just be telling all our business as kids. And she would say, oh my goodness, all that's going on. And we just be like, yeah, and you know what? This one did such and such, and this one did that. And she said, well, that's something that we need to cuss about. So she said, everybody get your cup. And we get our cups. And then she would say, now we getting ready to, let's take a sip. And we all take a sip. And then she said, now we're going to say a cuss word. And we would sit there, and she said, ready, set, go. And all of us would say, shoot fire. And then our other cuss word was dat nabbit. Those were our 2 cuss words that we had, shoot fire and dat nabbit. And that was coffee and cussing. Well, you think about 1/8 of a cup of coffee. It really wasn't a lot. And it was just, that's what coffee means to me. It's like a good feeling that centers and makes me warm. It just makes me feel good in here. That is what I associate coffee with. I don't associate it with anything else. And so what I have done, because just now when I was talking about that, y'all might not be able to see it, but I'm flushed in my cheeks, and I just feel tingly all over because I'm remembering that feeling and that time and how sweet it was, and at this age how precious it was. So it dawned on me, if that's all you're using the coffee for, I mean, and I like to taste the coffee, but I like good coffee, and it is getting to be more and more difficult to find because of what I said about all the other stuff, and I was just like, I'm not going to go through all of this. So I just get my decent reserve, and it's there if I need it, but I haven't done it, y'all. But this right here, back to this is a cup of almond milk. Now in my cereal, that's a 1/2 a cup. I warm a cup and a half together. 1/2 a cup over there and 1 cup here. In this is matcha, which is a serious for real green tea. Look up matcha, MATCHA. Stevia, organic, uncut in here, but sweetener. And maca, MACA. That's an adaptogen powder. Y'all, these 2 things right here, that's all anybody, well, I won't say anybody. I'm saying right here in the morning, this is a excellent start for my day. For real though. And I just wanted to share with y'all. I don't want to be selfish and know that there's something that may help someone. Or it may very well be something that you might be interested, or you might know somebody that it could help. I don't want to be that person that has information and don't share it, or I don't share it in real time or whatever, because even if I waited and I tried it out and then I told you about it, the truth of the matter is that it still may not work for you, or it might not be something you're interested in. But I don't have to, because what I'm saying is, I tried it out 3 days before I told y'all about it. The deal is that it might not even do the same thing for you. So I could tell you about it when I know about it. So I knew when I put that picture up of my inside of my refrigerator, my little breakfast prep and my salad prep, that it would it would make me, share. And so, y'all, I just wanted to come through the 3 words of the day: Teff, Teff, matcha, Matcha, and maca, Maca. So this is my M&M latte is all I know to call it, because it's got matcha and maca and the almond milk and stevia, and then my Teff porridge. And that's all I got, and I will talk to y'all later. Toodles.